So next we'll be studying the white cement, and most of you would be knowing what is white cement. What is white cement? It is a cement which has got very less iron oxide, less than 0.3%. So less iron oxide would mean very less grayish color, thereby it's getting that white color. But white color does not come from reducing the iron oxide itself. It also comes from adding the china clay or chalk or limestone. It also comes from there, adding china clay, chalk, and limestone. So this, instead of using the brown clay that we are using for manufacturing the other cement, now china clay is more white in color. So from the china bone and the china clay, so from which you are actually obtaining the ceramics, the teacups, and the others which are white in color. So that's china clay. And the combustion is done through oil and gas in the kiln. But because of the absence of the flux, iron oxide, you get iron oxide flux, it acts as a flux, and flux leads to decrease in the required temperature in the kiln. Here, because of less iron oxide, we require more temperature. So higher temperature of the kiln, is required. And how much is that? That's 1650 degrees Celsius that we actually require in the kiln, 1650 degrees, because there is no flux, there is no iron or very less iron oxide here in the white cement. So instead of iron oxide, yes, now if to take the temperature to 1650 degrees Celsius, which actually was only 1450 degrees Celsius in case of OPC and the other types of cement that I mentioned. So here more energy is required. So when more energy required is more, that would mean when the energy required in the kiln is more, that would mean that it is consuming more amount of coal and leading to more amount of pollution. So white cement also then is costlier than ordinary cement because of more energy required, and the type of the clay, the china clay, which comes at a costlier cost, much higher cost than would the other types of the clays. So we can add cryolite, which is actually sodium aluminous fluoride. We can add this as flux material to decrease the temperature required in kiln. So now it also has a different composition. The white cement would not have the same composition as the OPC. It has 51% of C3S. C2S is 26%. C3A is quite high, 11%. C4AF is 1%, and SO3, which are the other compounds, it's 2.6, and there are certain other insoluble residues as well in white cement. So, and what about the specific gravity of white cement? It has got lesser specific gravity than OPC. and that would mean in a one bag जिसमें 50 kg का सीमेंट ओपीसी सीमेंट पहुंचता है, you will not get the same because it's lesser in dense, so you will get lesser quantity of in terms of weight of white cement in the same bag. So we'll get less than 50 if you're getting in one bag of OPC 50 kg. So here you will get less than 50 kg in of the white cement. Then comes the pigmented cement. Next is the pigmented cement. What is pigmented cement? It is actually a colored cement, you can say. The white cement is a white colored cement, and these are all colored cements. They are not usually used. The colored cements are not usually used because the production involves a lot of expenditure, and the process is quite difficult to maintain the color of the cement. Otherwise, people would have gone for different types and colors of cement, but the production involves a lot of issues to maintain the color. Yellow color, if you want to achieve, so you could have a red color, yellow cement, red cement. You could have brown cement and black cement. Now these would be the different colors of cement that you could get from different adding different products during the formation of the cement. If you add chromic oxide, you will get the green color in the cement. Now, if you add titanium dioxide, you will get the white color of cement. So when you are adding titanium dioxide, you are getting the white color as well of cement. If you are adding that to the OPC cement, so then you would have different combinations from these and different uh, additions so as to obtain the yellow and the red and the black and the brown colors. So that comes from the combination of these products. So I'm not totally aware of what else you add to obtain those colors. Please go through them. Next comes the Portland blast furnace cement. Now, the term itself is blast furnace. So it's actually obtained from the blast furnace slag. And I have already discussed this briefly. You have a Portland cement to which you are Portland cement is OPC, ordinary Portland cement, to which you are adding the ground granulated, which I told you this is a cementitious material, blast furnace slag. I've already explained this. So this is what you get. You are getting the mixture from these two. You are getting the Portland blast furnace. Now, why does this GGBS, the ground, this is ground, yeah, this is ground. This is ground granulated blast furnace slag. Where does it come from? Where do we get this material from? This comes from the furnaces. And in furnaces, which type of furnaces? You have the blast furnaces, wherein you are getting the slag. Slag is the residue that's left. It's in terms of ash. You're getting it from there. Now, the blast furnace is usually used in the manufacturing of the iron. And which type of iron? The pig iron that in the manufacture of this. So it is actually a mixture of lime, silica, and alumina. This GGBS. This GGBS is mixture of lime, alumina, and silica. So it has got the same composition as that of a cement, OPC. That also has a lime, that also has a alumina, and that also has a silica. So it's actually increasing the properties of the Portland cement. Now, the difference is that GGBS would not react initially with water. The Portland cement would, but the GGBS would help in gaining the later strength because its reactions happen after the Portland cement has reacted. So its specific gravity is 2.9. What is the specific gravity of ordinary Portland cement? That is, just a minute. It's 3.16. So I was just recalling, but you could have that is OPC is 3.16, and it may go up to 3.24 as well. So this is lesser dense. So GGBS is being used to decrease the density, so thereby to decrease the weight on the building. So the specific gravity of this being less. So if you are using high quantity of GGBS in adding with the OPC, with the Portland cement, that would lead to low heat cement. Now that low heat cement that we already discussed, this is actually then aiding in decreasing the heat of hydration because the Portland cement would react first. Now, if the quantity of the GGBS is increasing, so the rate of heat of hydration would decrease, so thereby it would lead to a low heat cement. You also have more types of cement like super sulfated cement. It's just an you had the sulfate cement, so this is just an addition to the by decreasing the quantity of like in the case of sulfated cement. What did you have? You had, yes, any one of you who can recall, in sulfate cement what did we decrease? Yes, anyone?
C3 percentage.
We decrease. So in super sulfated cement, you are further decreasing the C3 percentage. That's the difference between the sulfate and the super sulfated cement. So it would have even lesser. So I'll not go in detail into that. Then comes the pozzolana cement or the pozzolana cement. So it's the PPC that you get from the market. PPC. One is OPC, and quite widely available is PPC, Pozzolana Portland Cement. So these are the pozzolana cements. Now I've already discussed the pozzolana materials are the volcanic ash. They are original pozzolanas, like you have humite, shales, and you have the calcined diatomaceous earth, and you also have the clay, which may be burnt, clay. And what about the natural? These are the original pozzolanas. The natural pozzolanas you could get from vegetative materials or a rice husk. Then I discussed the silica ones and the siliceous silica one materials, which could be metacolin and siliceous clay. The artificial one, which is neither available from the volcanic or the original pozzolanas, neither from nature, from you are manufacturing them. Now, artificial pozzolana is the silica fume that I discussed some days back, and you also can add the fly ash into the category. So these are the pozzolanic materials. Now, when they are added to OPC or any one of these, either the volcanic ash or the pumite or the shales or the calcined, diatomaceous, this is diatomaceous here, this one, this is diatomaceous earth and burnt clay. Then you have the rice ash, the silica metacolin, and the siliceous clay, the silica fume, and the fly ash. So these are the materials that are available either naturally or are manufactured artificially. They once added to OPC, जब इनको मिलाया जाता है OPC के साथ, you are getting better properties to OPC, so you can achieve higher strength in cement. So the purpose of adding them is to achieve higher strength of cement. So that is the purpose, the main purpose of adding these pozzolanic materials. Now, probably I have shown you silica fume in earlier lectures.